So I spent the last 2 years in the appointment setting space, and in this video I'm going to explain to you everything you need to know about appointment setting and why you should start, all under 10 minutes. In my opinion, appointment setting is one of the lowest barrier entry roles to get into the online space. That means you don't need no fancy degree, you don't even have to go to school. Anyone can literally do it. So I'm going to quickly break down how you can get into the space, what appointment setting actually is, and why you should start. So appointment setting, what actually is it? Like, what is this thing you've heard of before? What is this thing that within the last 2 years it has probably grown a little bit? So what actually is it? So appointment setting is a remote job. So meaning obviously you can do it wherever you want in the world, consisting of dialing leads, which is phone setting. So appointment setting is kind of categorized into two: phone setting and DM setting, or replying to leads by obviously what I mentioned earlier, sending messages, which is DM setting. So as an appointment setter, you are the first person in contact. You're the first line of contact going in from where a lead comes in, and it's your job to book them in. And if they do close, so normally you're going to book them in with a closer, which is another sales rep within the business. You will work together with him. You set the book call, and then so you don't need to be on that call. So you just set it. You don't even need to show your face. You're just in the DMs or on the dials, and when you do book them in and it's closed, you will get a payout. So you will get paid out normally from 5 to 10%, and with the payout structure, it's commission basis normally. So commission basis from 5 to 10%, and that's like the average. So say a business was doing 50k a month, and you were on 10% commission, that is going to be 5k a month. Simple maths, 10% of 50 is going to be 5. And you'll be generating that business 50k a month, so you'll be getting 5k a month. Same as if they were doing 100k a month, you're on 5%, that will be 5k a month. So normally as a appointment setter, you will be on commission basis. However, if you start performing well, or it's normally a big offer, or you've already established within the space, you can also get something called a base pay. And that could be normally from 500 to 2.5 on top of commission. So say a business was doing 100k a month and you're on 5% commission, but you're also on 2k base. So you'd be making 7k a month altogether. And normally, like I mentioned, with base pay, you normally have to prove yourself. So this could be working as a commission basis setter for 2 months on that role. And then they look, we want you in the team. We see further progress of you. I'm going to put you on an extra £1,000 base. So normally you've got to work yourself up there. And that's why I always recommend, being a proven setter by networking and by also sharing your results on your Instagram, so you can really show people that you are the top setter. So what does your job actually look like? So your role as an appointment setter, you'll be logged into a client social media page where you can access any inbound, which is warm, and outbound, which is cold leads. So normally what I mean by inbound is these people are coming to you. Normally for like a fitness influencer, they can have DM me fitness to get started. The people who DM you fitness are inbound, they come to you. However, an outbound could be you messaging to a new follower. They might not know you as much yet, but that's your job to obviously nurture them, build rapport, and qualify leads with the end goal of booking them in. So as an appointment setter, you don't want to just stack up all these book calls if the quality of the lead isn't quite up to scratch. So that's your job, to build rapport, nurture, and qualify leads. So when they do get on the closing call with the closer, on that sales call, they're more likely to close, and it makes their job easier too. It's your job to start the conversation and warn them leads. So as soon as someone comes in, all the way to them going on that call and hopefully closing. You have set KPIs, so for example, having to book minimum of 3 calls per day. And you also have CRM tools, example is like Go High Level, to track any leads coming into the pipeline, so no leads do fall through the cracks. Who will you be working with? Okay, so you'll be working with anyone in the online space who sells a high ticket service. So this could be a coach, consultants, agency owners, influencers / creators, entrepreneurs, business owners. Every single one of these people I mentioned, they sell something. So when I say a high ticket, normally at 1.5, 2K plus, they sell something with high value. And obviously they're going to have their Instagram structured where it's going to be clear they're selling something. It could be a CTA. CTA is something I mentioned earlier, so DM Me Fit, where they're trying to engage people into their program, their coach, etc. So examples of things you can be selling is a fitness program, which is B2C, obviously helping people get into shape. A trading course B2C, normally the ideal customer profile looks like someone who's in a 9 to 5, or someone who doesn't like their job or isn't earning as much money. So B2C, business to consumer. And then it can be business consulting, which is B2B, business to business. So it could be a business wanting to leverage other skills, which means they can scale past like 20K per month, for example. And let's go on to why business owners need appointment setters. So why do every business, when they're doing at least 5K, 10K plus, need an appointment setter? It's because it saves valuable time for business owners. So they can work on higher ROI tasks. So this can be like knuckling down on content. This could be like client fulfillment and any sort of things that will help grow the business. Essentially, this will be valuable for you as well, because this allows you to work on this sort of business and allows your client to work on the other side of businesses, which will bring higher revenue in. So you're working like side by side there. Ensures high maintenance and quality in the DMs. You got to remember, if you're an appointment setter, you're more likely to be more trained. You're going to be better in the DMs, and you're putting your full focus on there. So that means like high maintenance in the DMs and the quality of the messages. Like I said, you've got so much more time. You're not running a whole ass business like all these other coaches are. So you've got all that time to make sure that there's quality in the DMs. Speed to lead as well. I think there's like a fact where like someone's 400% more likely to close if you get to them within like 5-10 minutes. So a business owner isn't going to be able to dial all these leads when they've got other fulfillment, they've got their own clients to deal with. However, you, for example, can dial a lead when it comes in for 2 minutes, because that is your job. You're going to be on shift. So if you're calling a lead within 2 minutes, that means they're so much more likely to convert, as they're so more likely to be warm in that state. Constant booked calls, that's your main job. You've set your own KPIs for yourself. That's the main thing you're going to be focusing on. And like I mentioned earlier, quality of leads being booked in. That means when they're going on that closing call, they're more likely to close, making everyone's job a bit easier. And the pros of setting. So what is actually the benefits you're going to get from being an appointment setter compared to a normal sales job in the corporate world? Uncapped commissions. The great thing about uncapped commissions is the results truly do determine how hard you do work. If you're someone who's proper hard working, you don't give up, you really, really want to strive for the best, and you're working uncapped commissions, that means you can go to the really top. The sky really is the limit here, because it's basically based on results. And there isn't a cap to all these other corporate jobs where you can't be earning the top money because you're earning like a certain salary. However, on uncapped commissions, you can really go to the top. Work remotely around the world. So yeah, even like my community last month, we had 9 people living out in Thailand. I'm currently in Bali, which sort of shows you get a taste of this remote work lifestyle. You don't have to be fixed to a certain location. I think the main thing for a lot of people is you don't have to be working in a 9 to 5 office, having to commute like either an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to actually get to that workspace. You can wake up, get your laptop out, get your phone out, and start ASAP really, whenever you really want. You get to start networking with higher individuals, especially if you're working with a big offer. You get to network with better setters, better closers, sales managers, and even if you're like part of a community, the whole network around you where everyone is making more money than you really get to like copy the traits and really see what these people are like and how you can become them. You get to learn a very valuable high income skill. Sales as a general comes into play every single day, such as like objection handling. You're always going to be using this. Make 5K plus online. Obviously that's like much higher than the average person that is making money around the world. Learn back ends of a business. So if you ever wanted to start your business in the future, you can literally have the whole opportunity to learn how everything works, from the whole setting process to closing to all the tools, the software's being used. You have it right in front of your eyes. So this allows you to scale up in the future if you ever want to start your own offer or start your own business. Low barrier to entry. Anyone can do it. No fancy degrees. Don't even need to go to school. Any age. It's really like not limiting to who you can be. You can literally be anyone around the whole world. Like I said, if you want to be in Thailand doing it, you can, like whatever. It doesn't take years. You can master appointment setting within 4 or 5 months. You can make 5K a month in 2 months. It's crazy how quick the turnover can be. It's nothing compared to something like dropshipping, where you've got to learn a whole business. You're learning one skill, you're coming into an already established business, and you're being resourceful for them. and it's very high in demand. Every single business needs an appointment setter. Whether they're doing 10K, 50K, 100K, they're not going to be able to scale if they're still doing their own DM setting. That's why this will never be saturated, because there's always new businesses coming in, meaning every single person needs a setter. But that's the overall of what is appointment setting, what jobs, what you'll be doing, why business owners need them, and the pros.